everyone, it's Anastasiia Revutska in Life in Motion Dance Studio. Live and training videos on Instagram and YouTube with me with tips in Tribal Fusion every week. And today we are talking about fans in dance, and I will show you just a couple of movements that can be used in fusion and that are brought up from Spanish culture. So it's my interpretation, it's not 100% pure, so it's just how you can make the Spanish vibes in your dance, of course using the costume, and yeah, what we can do with our fan. What is most important is just to know that if your fan should be used in right or left hand. My fan that you've seen last week is handled and used for the use of the right hand. And how we open it, so it can be done in multiple ways during your dance. And to handle it as if you were just hot, and you do like laybacks or turns with it, and of course making some stuff with the legs like front and back, and you're doing this like time changing the positions, turns, different parts. So but how to open it, it's the most important thing, is to open and to show the audience as much as possible your shiny part of their fan. And how we handle it, we can handle it in both ways. Either your 3 fingers here, they are on their back part of your fan, and 2 point and thumb, it's in the front, or you just also can put your point finger on the back and still it will be done well. But if you put it on the back, just put it in this tiny hole between that. So to handle it. And remember that if you open your fan should be open fully. So your fingers just do the stuff, just just pushing these fan parts to the end. And yes, the angle of the fan that is closer to you, it should be touching your hand. So your hand is practically the part of the fan, and it makes it really beautiful when you do the turns. So turn, for example, it can be just first movement that we will do things like pushing our hip. In my case, it will be left hip up and down, up and down. We can do it this way. Just putting things, it's our hip locks or hip bumps that we can do in the flexibility style and the fusion as well. And if we just putting this to do the more folkloric way, we put our hand with our fist on our hip to show it actually how it goes. And it's like this, 1 and 2. And I'm finding myself at the moment feeling extremely hot. I can change the direction or even turn with it. So this is the first movement that first can be done, for example, or I can do the really slow movement. It's just our turns, like barrel turn but the opposite direction. And what you show your fan in there, see, as much as possible. It can be done slow or fast. And for example, I'm doing turn, and then I can, for example, really demonstratively close my fan and do the stuff with the music, for example, like this. Or I can just turn it this way, or without even turns, and put it down like this with the figure 8. So it can be done really different ways. Or for example, we can use the theme how to close it and to open during the dance. So we can do, like, for example, like Egyptian part. It can be used in the Sevillana style, just when you put your leg on the sides as well, to open and just set a bit with the soft legs to do that. And your hands just do in circles, and you can do it in both ways, like this, circles and your legs, or in the opposite direction as well. And during this part you can open and to make it open, just make it, remember that you need to warm up your fists, and adjust your wrists to be sure that everything's fine with them, because actually it's not very easy to turn your fan. It's heavy for your hands while you're dancing. So remember this, just to open, and you can open it in different ways, like if I do in this part, I can do it in the both ways, or I can close. And during I'm closing, I can make it in another direction, turn, and be very mysterious. So there are tons of ways how you can use the fan, but remember one thing, it's that the fan should be open and closed in the proper sign in the music to make it, and with a fan you can emphasize the music to help your dance be more colorful, inspiring, and interesting. So closing and opening, it's okay if even half of your dance you will have the only open version or only closed, but change it to make it in expressive way, especially if you guys in flamenco fan. Yes, because here that you can take the Spanish vibes to your dance, it just to make it expressive. So change their shapes, change their directions, the rhythms, and it will help you to make your dance really, really nice. So if you have questions, just your questions, write it down under the post in comments, and subscribe, and see you next week with another prop that we can use. Bye bye.